On to the next question now. This is a challenge you wanted, maybe a challenge to our services here. Are there any plans for more help to carers through the hooks for when the person they care for dies? As personally, I have experienced failures here in terms of carers' allowance stopping immediately, then reinstated later and backdated 8 weeks. And generally, the lack of or the need for general support post-death, like respite guidance and signposts. So I think that's about the support for carers when they come towards the end of their caring experience and going through that very challenging period of dealing with bereavement and loss. Who'd like to have me go? Does one from the hooks would like to just to talk about that, and I'll pick up on CTSs. Yeah?
Well, with the homes, we can actually help you with all the different aspects of it, but we would then refer you back to the carers, to yourselves, to actually deal with that, because that's something that you're the experts at, because we would give them all the information, but then it's up to them, and we do our advice about how to go about doing it.
One of the things that we do is we support carers a year after they've ceased caring. That could be if they're cared for has gone into institutional care, or in this sad case, if a carer is not, their cared for person's passed away. We can provide general support, assistance, information, and we are trying to re-establish a volunteer-based opportunity to talk through and discuss issues of bereavement. Not for counselling, we don't deliver counselling, but for the volunteers who are properly trained, and we're working with charities that provide that training, and we're just getting that re-established. We had a group that worked quite well towards the end of the lockdown period, because we saw a need there, and we made colleagues in our team came forward and said, look, we need to do something about this, because there was more concern at that time. And some of those volunteers have moved on, some have got to retrain, recruit again. That's one of our priorities. So if we are able in any way, obviously there are other specialist organisations out there that do more intensive counselling, but if we can be supported through a carer during that period, it's really important. I think sometimes carers generally, when their caring comes to an end, and sometimes when their loved one passes away, they find that different services delivered by different agencies rather abruptly change. In some cases, financially change as well, whether it's council tax or whatever the issue may be. So we always have to be aware that that can be a really traumatic period, and it provides as much support as we can. Anybody else want to add anything more to that?
I think the other thing that I'd add to that is the more you can do in terms of just thinking and gathering information when you're not at that really emotional time. So pre-bereavement, to think about the things that you might need to do and have a bit of a plan there, the easier it is to then enact that plan when you need to. And we hate as a society thinking about death and planning for death. But if we have things in place that we can then just pick up and go, right, okay, I need to do this, and this, and make sure I do those things, then it's much easier for us to kind of process than it is if we're trying to find all the information at a time when we're possibly not in an emotional state to take everything in. So the more that we can plan earlier for some of those things like that, but I would always, suggest double checking with colleagues at HUK about actually these are all the things that are in place. What do I need to do, and help in using them to help form that plan.